I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order and ask to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I can ask for approval of this morning's agenda.
I will say.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item I have is approval of claims for payment dated November 5th and November 10th, 2021.
I will make that motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, I don't have any utility permits, but I'll go ahead and have Taylor take the stand for the next item. There's a series of 4 permits that Taylor has completed for both the removal of the home on 11th Street. So we have a demolition permit, a driveway permit, and a curb cutout application.
And their second one is for north of the jail.
Yep.
To also go for it.
So you want to explain just the scope of the project, Taylor?
Sure, and Tom, you can step in when you want. So this would be just, the building is the house that we own just south of the current emergency operations building. And so the plan is to demo it down. So Tom's been getting the utilities turned off the last couple weeks. And then we will turn it into a parking lot for him. And then we'll kind of do the same thing, but there's no buildings in the way north of the jail, same thing. Drainage wise, we're gonna just use the natural layout of the ground and try to let the water go where it currently is. So that a little less work on our part, which is good. And it'll just be a gravel parking lot. So simple, can always be changed and fixed. You want to pave it later, you can pave it later, that kind of deal. And I know there was quite a few parking spots, just under 20, I think. Now, Tom, a lot of people have asked me what the parking lot north of the jail will be used for. I said everything. I said mainly for when people come to see you, like a meeting night.
Come on down.
Meeting nights, and then, so we're also looking at some other processes for the highway, so we will be taking 3 or 4 spaces that are used currently in the street curbside parking.
The angled ones by the jail.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's the lawyers, mostly the lawyers from across the street have that. So they'll be able to park in there, but anybody will be able to use it. And then when we're not having meetings, the public can use it, like for the theater and stuff like that. They can park just across the street and walk across to the theater and not have to park blocks away.
So I'm trying to tell people it'll just be another public
Yeah,
parking
it's
lot.
just
A gravel public parking lot.
And
Possible trainings.
and trainings. Yeah, I mean, like next week, we've got an exercise going on there. They'll have all the agencies coming in. And then on Tuesday night, we've got commission meeting and, yeah, and with COVID kind of slowing down and everybody getting vaccinated, we'll be able to do more trainings again there.
And the house has been, so several years ago, local entities went in and they removed anything of value, woodwork, doors. So those items that had any value were repurposed.
Yes.
And so it's truly a bare shell in there now.
Yes.
So those things were taken care of, so.
And I assume we'll redo the sidewalk at some point, but I told it like, it's not really something my guys have expertise in, but I'm sure we can handle it.
Sure.
But that can be taken care of later. But that, they have a permit for that too when we get to there.
I know we talked about, I don't know if it's the DOT or the city that we were going to talk to as far as taking out the parking spots along the street or on Edgington. So
To make that intersection
Wider
safer
for
on,
farm
was
equipment.
that 10th?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't gone to the city yet.
We haven't, okay. I didn't know if we did that.
I have had email string with the state and they're completely in favor of anything that makes that intersection safer, doing that. And there's only 4 spaces along there that are intermittently used, and they would be able to use the parking lot
Yeah.
to do that.
like to see that done just for the sake of. farm
Yeah.
equipment and
Yeah, the other
large
day,
equipment.
well, multiple times, the farmers have been through there with their large equipment and traffic has to stop down by my office for the equipment to get through and then they can come up and come through that area, so.
Right,
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
You bet.
So this time I can ask for consideration to approve the permits for the city of Eldora.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Thank you.
Hearing none, all in
Oh,
favor.
wait, Thomas.
Oh, sorry, Todd.
Also with that, BJ, that there is some fees, so whether or not the city charges the county the fees, that
Right,
there is some minor fees in there.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item I have is approve the EOC parking lot construction and Michael, do you have those diagrams that you can pull up that were in the agenda packet? Otherwise, they're in the agenda packet. Do you want to bring up the parking one? I think that's probably the most important one. So in that parking lot, these are on the website. That's what we would hope to have for parking over there. So, yeah,
It was a much bigger picture.
so Matt, if you need, if you can't download them off the website, Matt, let me know and I can get them to you. So I would ask for consideration of approving the EOC parking lot construction plan as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion? And so it does appear that it will add about 20 parking spots. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next is an engagement letter from Clapsaddle Garber Associates for the Heartland Greenway System Pipeline. As many as you know, that we received notice that there is interest in an additional CO2 pipeline. And this letter is not supporting the pipeline or not supporting it. This is just to engage Clapsaddle Garber in being our
Eyes on the ground.
eyes on the ground. And I know I've spoken with Lee Galantine that he is planning on attending the meetings for that, the public meetings. And he's also, or Clapsaddle Garber is engaged with Franklin County as well. So this is very similar to the Midwest Carbon Express Pipeline Agreement that we signed with Clapsaddle Garber a couple months ago.
Make a motion to approve
I will-
engagement letter from CGA.
I will second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item I have for consideration is a letter to consent to county attorney to provide information for yearly audit. Beth Bowman provided this to County Attorney Meyer and just part of the annual audit process.
I'll make a motion to go with it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next item we have is something we discussed last week, is this is the actual resolution approving the amendment to the Electronic Service Systems 2080 agreement. Recorder Cadner explained last week that this updated 2080 agreement would streamline the disbursements of fees from recording of abstracts titles. Anything you'd like to add, Lori?
Basically to add the flexibility back into the management and updating of the system.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
I will second that.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, Angela?
Renee,
Aye.
Lance,
Aye.
BJ,
Aye. Motion carries. Next, I have applications for family farm tax credits. And I would consider a motion to approve them as a whole.
I'll make that motion to approve the applications for family farm credits as presented.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
There is one that's to be disallowed. So
Right.
the rest of our applications.
And this is just a formality. Assessor Mesh and her staff go through these as they're applied for. And then the county board of supervisors has to authorize us through meeting motion. So any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, I have a change of status for effective November 22nd, 2021 for Josh Benson as a motor grader operator with secondary roads at a rate of $21.50 an hour, with a clause saying that he would be eligible for a 25-cent per hour raise after a 6-month probationary period.
I'll make a motion to approve.
That will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. With that, we up to full strength then? All right, so we're ready for winter operations. Perfect. All right, other business, Lance?
No.
Renee?
Nothing.
I don't have anything either, so with that, I can ask for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you.